Very funny.
So we're here in Whyalla, and we're at eating breakfast this morning. You came past us, and you finally said, "Are you cafe something
Lockdown, yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah. So you knew of us because your name is Lisa, but you were a nurse.
I was a nurse and a midwife for 39 years.
Now, why did you become a nurse? What drew you to it?
I was quite young. I wanted to go into a profession that was helping people, I guess. Like a lot of people, it was either teaching or nursing back then. There is a lot more options now. Could have done paramedics or something, which would have been good, but kind of wasn't that option back then.
You got the attitude from paramedic, I think. You're pretty calm.
Yeah, I would have liked it if it had been around then. It wasn't so much around for...
That was more blokes then?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So you did that. So did you enjoy your time as a nurse?
I did on the whole, yeah. I had some very interesting experiences in Australia and overseas. I did a fair bit of voluntary work as well.
Now we've got a storm raging around this little camp kitchen. That's the storm. So we're doing our best. What are some of those experiences you enjoyed, and why did you enjoy them?
Oh, just when you know you've done your best and advocated for people and a good outcomes come out of it. Sometimes even when with doctors, sometimes you point something out and they'd say, "Oh, thanks for that," and they'd realise, and that'd be a good outcome for the patient. And also the things overseas where you were, nursing by the seat of your pants, so to speak, not having all the equipment and just being able to help people. And
where'd you go overseas?
Oh, I've nursed in Madagascar.
Wow.
Nigeria, a little bit in Haiti, Thailand. Yeah, quite a number of places.
So in all those times you were an ambassador for Australia. This is one of our nurses.
Yep.
Unofficially maybe, but this is one of our nurses.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
And when you were an advocate, a lot of the nurses I've interviewed say one thing they took great pride in was being an advocate for their patients, like a second degree sort of protection in case a mistake was made by a doctor.
Yeah, that's true. In fact, it always fell on us anyway, something like a medication order. Even if the doctor had ordered it, if we gave it a drug and it wasn't good for the patient because they say they had a kidney problem and it was a drug that would affect your kidneys, say something like that. If we were meant to know that, and we were meant to point that out to the doctor and say, "Hey, this is probably not a good drug for this patient."
Yeah. So now COVID comes along and basically everything went out the window, the Hippocratic Oath, ethics. Yeah. What was your view of that when that was happening, and where were you based then?
I was here in Whyalla. It was just like you kind of didn't really think it was happening in a way. You were just getting a feeling like, what's going on? This goes against all my training and all my experience for all these years, and how come? What's going on? There was a gut feeling that it just wasn't right.
Have you had another experience like that in your past where everything went against your training?
No, I don't think so. No, because and the fact that we get a black mark against us for saying we weren't going to have so-called vaccine, when in all your 30 odd years of nursing, the only time you get a black mark is if you did some huge drug error or something wrong with a patient. It was just a bizarre situation.
So that was I don't know if you quit or dismissed, but if they dismissed you, they used gross incompetence.
Yeah, basically I was casual, so unlike some people who was actually told you're fired, I was just told, "Oh, you're not getting any more shifts." So,
okay.
And they kept sending me text messages, so one time I actually rang up and said, "I'm ready and available," and they went, oh, and then took me off the list, yeah.
Can I tell us about the email you received from APRA?
Yeah, I should look it up. I've still got it somewhere. It was something that all doctors and all nurses got. I'm not sure how many of other professions, but basically it said to us that what we normally would do with a patient was assess them if this drug was right for them. Say, like I said before, say the person had a cardiac problem and this drug might cause cardiac problems, then we would not give it. We would reassess. But basically, this email said you will give this to every patient no matter what.
Wow.
Yeah. And
what were your thoughts when you were reading that?
39 years of nursing, this has never happened. Why? What's going on? Yeah, really very bizarre behaviour.
So you've 39 years a dedicated nurse. You've been all over the other countries as an ambassador for us and just helping people. So what do you do now when suddenly they don't want you anymore because you won't play ball?
What can you do? I mean, I met with other people here in Whyalla. I met with bigger groups down in Adelaide. I went to the big march in Canberra.
The Epic March, the Convo to Canberra.
Yeah.
How was that experience for you?
That was great, actually. That was so encouraging. That was so reassuring to camp there with people of like mind and just chat with them and just be alongside them. And
a lot of people say there was sort of a spiritual gathering, like we were called there. Did you have that feeling, or you just wanted to go to make a point?
Well, I've been trying to work out to a certain extent why people fall on one side of this or the other. They're either like, oh yeah, don't be stupid, just take it, or no, this is not right. And I thought it's not an intellect thing, because I know a lot of intelligent people that have said, oh, that you should take setbacks. But I think my feeling in the end was it's actually a spiritual thing, that I'm a Christian, and I know quite a number of my Christian friends are of the same mind as me, but also other people who aren't Christians but are spiritually minded, if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, totally. They're spiritually minded, and they that's what I found. Those people are the ones that have sort of said this is not right. They've sort of got it at a different level than an intellect level.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the Canberra thing was like that.
Yeah. So where did you get injured at all? A lot of people got injured in Canberra.
No, I didn't.
Okay, cool. Now, where did you go after that? Because you told me you're living in Queensland now. So, and what I was saying is those who said no were sort of cast out of society to a degree. Friends didn't want to know them and stuff. Yeah. So you had to start a new life. So what did you do to start a new life? Well,
no, I didn't. I stayed here, because what do you do? I did some NDIS work. I tried to, look at other jobs. But yeah, I just went on with life, I suppose. But yes, I did feel like an outcast. I did have friends that I'd go to visit and they'd say, oh, no, I might meet you out somewhere or something. They didn't want me to come to their house. Really good friends, and that was quite hurtful. And I didn't end up to have Christmas with my sister's family. I went all the way from South Australia to Sydney to have Christmas with her because she wasn't well, and one of her sons-in-law objected, so that didn't end up happening. So that was very sad.
Well, so you had Christmas alone in Sydney then? No,
I had some other good friends who were vaxxed and had started to have a realisation that it wasn't such a good thing.
Yeah.
But they weren't like that. They were like, well, that's no good. You're having Christmas with us then. And then I had a beautiful cousin who said, come down the next day and have another Christmas with us. So I did that.
Why do you think the fear that basically overwhelmed most of society didn't work on you?
I put that down to God, actually. I did have that fear initially. I did. I had that, and I think that was intentional. I think that was put through the media, and it was an intentional thing. And I did. And then I suddenly thought one day, why am I afraid? God's got this. He's got me. No, I'm not going to be fearful anymore. And then I actually caught COVID. I was travelling. I was in Canberra with friends. I caught COVID.
Oh, so that's when you died from that deadly pandemic?
Yes. Yes. And I got sick for a few days, and it was something different. I know some people deny COVID exists. But it did feel completely different to influenza or anything else I'd ever had. And I was really crook for 3 days. I just went to bed and didn't want to eat. But after that, I got better. And I've been in contact with COVID so many times since that it hasn't affected me. And I believe that's because what's meant to happen, what we've been taught in all our nursing, that I had my own immunity then because I'd had the disease.
I had something too. I only had it for 5 days, but I was really sick for one day. But for me too, I thought I've never had this. Whatever this is, I've never experienced this before.
Yeah.
But I got better.
Yeah, exactly. And I got better. And even though supposedly I was in the risk group because I'm older and you, and the doctor that I went to, who was actually a good doctor, and I probably won't mention him by name in case there's issues for him, but he actually advised me to not have it.
Oh, he actually closed the door.
Yeah.
Can you tell us that story? That was extraordinary.
Yes. I went to see him after having the email and after having the reaction to why are we banning good drugs like ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine that we've been using for 50 plus years. Then I went to him because I was pretty certain by then I wasn't going to take it because the deadline was coming for me to lose my job. And I got into him and he said, what are you here for? And I said, well, I've come to ask you a question, but if you don't want to answer, I understand because it's your registration, because that's the other thing in the email. If we didn't comply, then our registration was on the line. So I said, I know your registration's on the line, and he shut the door and he said, no, don't take it.
Wow, that's so powerful. It's 6 years on now almost.
Yeah.
What are you seeing in the world now? What's your view of what's happening in the world now since COVID?
Seeing a lot of people dying that shouldn't die and getting sick that shouldn't get sick. I've had 3 mates who've been diagnosed with cancer at stage 4. I mean,
and as your years as a nurse, is that rare to be diagnosed straight at stage 4?
yes. To me, it's strange. Like there's no. Suddenly they're there. They've got cancer, and it's like you're going to die in a few weeks. Or a couple of months if you're lucky. Yeah. And
before it was years they'd fight it.
Well, usually. Sometimes that would happen sometimes, but mostly people would find out a bit earlier and they would be treated for a lot longer. And so cancer, the heart conditions that have happened, kids having heart attacks never happened before. And
really? So in your years of a nurse, you didn't have kids having heart attacks?
No, never saw that. Never.
Wow.
They'd have to be grossly obese and
or born with a faulty heart or something?
Or have some other underlying issue for that to happen. Yeah.
Why do you think so many people are not alarmed by these excess deaths and illnesses? Because we're seeing it every day. People come up to us, go, I've been to so many funerals I can't go to anymore, or so many people dying or sick, and yet it seems like it's just normal, but it's not normal.
No, it's not normal. And I've had other friends say to me, it's just our age, we're getting older. And I'm saying, no, some of these people are younger, and there's no reason that they should have suddenly got this sick and died. I just, I find it very sad. And I don't know why people don't see it. I don't know. They've been fed a lie. It's some sort of blindness, I think. It's almost like a spiritual blindness.
Now we've got the hate speech laws coming in that have been raced through. Yeah. So it's basically trying to silence everybody. And we have people in our community now who are not podcasting anymore because they're already scared. What are your thoughts on those?
The world is just becoming more and more strange. And in the Bible it says there'll be those who call good evil and evil good. And to me, that's what's happening. We're being told that things that we know aren't right, even if from a Christian point of view, even from a normal point of view, we've got to say you're a woman when you're really not, when you're a man. And sorry, but that's just stupidity.
You're not of the belief that a man can just become a woman?
No.
How about in your time as a nurse, how many births where a man was giving birth? Yeah,
no.
So we're being pushed false beliefs onto us and we're supposed to accept them.
Yeah, it's really is Animal Farm. If you haven't read George Orwell, go and read it. It's just crazy how he said that stuff, that and Brave New World. Just bizarre, really. Yeah.
Well, if a few thousand, maybe up to 10,000 or so people will see this over time, what message would you have for Australians who are lost and confused?
I'd say don't be afraid. You know what the truth is, and stand up for it, because your life's not worth living if you don't stand for what you know is true.
No. The fences need repairing, and the harvest is long overdue. Plus I know the bank will come knocking soon. I know the bank will come knocking soon.